He was full of dignity and self-confidence, and he had the reputation as a great gentleman in politics. Tall, always impeccably dressed and elegant, Joseph Austin Chamberlain was famous for his warmth and ability to mix with everyone that won him a large number of friends who loved him ardently. The British statesman Austin Chamberlain was born in Birmingham. His father Joseph was a successful businessman and an eminent politician. After the death of Austin's mother, his father married again, and 6 years later, the boy had a brother called Neville. Like Austin, he continued the dynasty of politicians. Chamberlain got the first lessons in politics from his own family. He graduated from Trinity College. He then attended lectures at the School of Political Sciences in Paris and studied in Germany. After returning to England, the boy became the personal secretary of his father. At the age of 29, Austin Chamberlain became a member of the House of Commons. He was promised a great career in politics, and he justified all expectations. For 20 years, Austin lost no parliamentary elections. For 14 years, Chamberlain swiftly went up the scale of ranks: Civil Lord of the Admiralty, Financial Secretary to the Treasurer, the Postmaster General, Chancellor of the Exchequer. All these years, his reputation grew as an energetic politician and a formidable parliamentary fighter. At the age of 43, Chamberlain married Ivy Muriel Dundas. They had 2 sons and a daughter. Chamberlain became the Secretary of State for India in the government formed in 1915. 2 years later, the British troops advancing on Baghdad and Mesopotamia didn't have medical service. A serious political scandal broke out. Chamberlain resigned from his post, though nobody raised any allegations against him. In April 1918, Austin Chamberlain entered David Lloyd George's cabinet and was made the Chancellor of the Exchequer again. Having held this position for 2 years, Chamberlain strengthened the credit system and increased taxes in order to pay war debts as soon as possible. When Chamberlain became the leader of the Conservative Party, the long-awaited prospect of becoming Prime Minister strengthened. But in the midst of inter-party strife, Chamberlain supported the declaration of the Irish Republic. It brought the distrust of the party. Chamberlain had to retire from the leadership of the Conservative Party and give up the hope of becoming Prime Minister. The highest point of Austin Chamberlain's political career is considered to be the period when he was Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs. Chamberlain held this position in 1924 in Stanley Baldwin's government. Thus, Austin Chamberlain, the son of the former British Secretary of State for the Colonies, Joseph Chamberlain, entered international politics. The global situation was rather tense. That year, Germany announced that she wanted to declare the Rhine as the post-war border. The foreign ministers of Great Britain, Germany, and France, and also the representatives of Belgium, Poland, Italy, and Czechoslovakia, started lengthy and difficult negotiations in Locarno. On the 16th of October, 1925, on Chamberlain's birthday, the final documents of these negotiations were signed. As a result of the Locarno agreements, Germany entered the League of Nations. The 7 countries agreed to settle their arguments by arbitration and declared that they were ready to disarm as the members of the League. It increased the international authority of the organization. Chamberlain got the Nobel Peace Prize, sharing it with the Vice President of the USA, Charles Dawes, and was also made a Knight of the Order of the Garter. After resigning from the post of Foreign Secretary, Chamberlain spent a lot of energy to help his brother Neville in shaping his political career. And he himself continued to take an active part in the political life. He warned about the threat of Hitler, advised economic sanctions to be used against Italy. After his next anti-Soviet call and breaking off the relation with the Soviet Union, the popular expression, "our answer to Chamberlain," appeared in the Russian lexicon. However, some of Chamberlain's actions, his friendship with Mussolini, and especially the failure of the Geneva Conference in 1927, weren't too successful. They undermined his authority a great deal and gradually moved Austin to the periphery of the political arena. In the 1930s, he still hoped to return to the foreign ministry. Spoke in the parliament on subjects dealing with international politics, but only got his last state position of First Lord of the Admiralty for a short term. Joseph Austin Chamberlain died in London on the 16th of March, 1937. 2 months later, his brother Neville, who disgraced the family of British politicians by his alliance with Hitler, became Prime Minister for the first time in the history of the Chamberlains. Joseph Austin Chamberlain wasn't able to achieve this position during his long and rather successful political career.